Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining for this session. My name is Elvis Jonyo. I work for Kemi as a system administrator. We are continuing with the tutorials for D12 and D13. And today's session, we are going to be taking you through the Action Research Project. The Action Research Project, it forms Module 9, which will form part of your final mark for this course. As I had indicated earlier, we have combined D12 and D13 and have been joined today by one of our national management trainers. His name is Dr. Charles Omwanza. He's going to take us through Action Research Project. I hope we are ready. I hope, Dr. you can hear me clearly. Someone is saying they cannot hear me.
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, as we start, I will ask one of you to please put their hand up so that we can pray, and then I will usher in Dr. Mwanza to take us through today's session. So I will start with Sudi because Sudi was the first person. So Sudi, please dedicate.
Okay, let's pray. Let's pray. Our Father, we thank you this evening. Thank you for the session. We are yet to begin. We ask you to be with us. Help us to understand what we are going to learn through this day. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Sudi. Thank you very much for giving us a prayer. It gives me pleasure to invite our facilitator for the day, that is Dr. Charles Mwanza, who will take us through today's session. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Dr. Charles. Daktari, karibu, thank you.
Yeah, they can welcome by doing what probably? Can you hear me?
We can hear you very clearly.
Thank you, colleagues. Good evening. I hope you are doing well, and I'm happy that we are all able to join today's session. Yeah, just to confirm that I'm a human being, allow me show you my picture for a while. Elvis, can you see me?
Very clearly.
You can see my face. I cannot see myself, but it's okay.
We can see you.
You can
You are
see
in
me
a
well.
tie.
So I
You are
can
in a
now.
tie.
Oh, fine. I can now mute myself. That's okay. Thank you. And colleagues, I know we are joining from different parts of this country. I'm happy to note that we represent the entire country. I'm seeing people from Rinyaga. I've seen that in the wall. I've seen people from Kisii. I've seen people from Elgeyo Marakwet, Uasin Gishu, Kericho is here. And we have everyone from all the 47 counties. Meru is there, Molo, Nakuru, Kilifi. Thank you very much for that. And number two, I'm also cognizant that we are a mixed group because we are gathering here as a group of the 11, so the 12 and the 13. And as some of you have put up some questions in the chat box, or maybe comments that they're attending this action research for the second or more times, which of course is good for you. Please, if you're attending for the second time, probably you can just chat in the chat box there how far you have reached and probably what challenges you have faced as you come up with the action research project. Please do that even as we continue. Today, we will take you through this unit. We are three of us. One is Elvis Jonyo, who is already mentioned his name here. Will be also joined by Dr. Barkwang Stephen. Will join by 6 p.m. and will conclude the lesson. And also, I'm here, Dr. Mwanza. So we work with the Kemi, but of course, our background is education like you. We are all teachers. And that is why yesterday you went through the induction. And I believe you are told that this course consists of how many units, please? How many units will you require to complete this course? Just in the chat box, thank you very much. I see we are good. So we agree that the units to be done are 9 in number. And the 9th one is called action research, which of course will be undertaken over a period of time, which depends on you as the participant, because in our design of the course, we believe you should do it within 3 months from the date you are taken through it. But some of us take a while to submit this document here. So please, this should be a continuous process. So the action research, like you are told, you'll not be sitting for a sitting examinations, but you'll be submitting the action research project, which will be marked to account for the unit called action research. Thank you for those who have done some work. Thank you so much. And of course, as you do the work, Isaac Moreka and the rest, remember, some of us have done masters, and the format for the master's project is not the same as that for the action research. So please take your time and just confirm that you have followed the template that will be given as we continue, or was given to you during the previous training. Thank you very much for that. So looking at action research, the ultimate goal is to develop an action research project. And of course, just wondering from where I am, what this action research is all about. But of course, being that is consisting of towards action and research, I know we all know what research is all about. I begin from there that when we talk of research, we are talking about an inquiry. You are making an inquiry into something. You are making an inquiry into something. You are trying to maybe investigate probably why something is the way it is, or what will happen if a given maybe variable changes. You are trying to research. And of course, we are saying that research means basically you're doing it again. It means therefore that there is no new knowledge, but then you keep on searching and searching and searching for information. So research is basically a systematic process that involves searching for information. And so when we talk of action research, what comes into my mind is basically a systematic process whereby you are carrying out a search for some information. By definition, of course, in the next slide. Good, thank you. Elvis, my slide cannot move. I don't know why, but it's okay. Let me try again. Good. It's not moving. It's fine. I'll be able to move it shortly. So I'll share again, and then I move it from there. Yes, let me see. It's now moving. Yes. So what I'm talking about here is that when we talk of research, then we are basically referring to searching again. We are looking at a systematic inquiry. We are looking at a systematic process that involves the collection, analysis, and also the interpretation of maybe information. In this case here, we call it data, so that we can answer questions and also probably solve problems, and also even increase knowledge, or maybe understanding about a particular maybe topic, or a particular maybe phenomenon. So here, when we talk of research, we're talking about a systematic process which has got a goal. And the goal here, like I've mentioned, probably is to solve an existing problem, is to increase knowledge, is to answer some questions. And also, we're looking at a process that has got a goal that is aimed at maybe reducing biasness, or maybe also improving the evidence. And we are saying that for you to do research, you do what we call the collection, analysis, and interpretation of data. So in this case here, research uses data, or basically information that is gathered, so that that data can support the conclusions that we are making about the inquiry that we are carrying out. So we are talking about a very systematic study of maybe a given subject, with the main aim of maybe discovering a new fact, with the aim of improving the existing knowledge, with the aim of maybe coming up with a given theory, so that you have a better understanding of how the theory works. So what we are saying here this evening is that when you talk of now action research, then we can say that action research can be defined as a systematic and reflective process. It is a systematic and a reflective process. It is following various steps. It is systematic. It is a reflective. You are reflecting maybe with the main aim of identifying a problem in one's own practice, and in most cases, in relation to the educators like you people here in the education sector, so that you are able to probably develop and implement maybe a solution. And then at the end of it, you are able to assess the effectiveness of that solution. That is action research, a systematic and reflective process that an educator, like in our case here, can carry out with the main aim of identifying a given problem within their practice. Of course, as teachers, as educators, within the practice, there are many challenges that probably we have been able to observe, we've been able to witness and even read about. Maybe the challenges dealing with maybe the performance of learners, maybe the challenges dealing with the discipline of learners, challenges dealing with maybe the character of learners, dealing with all issues around the education sector, even implementation of maybe the curriculum in your school, the competency-based curriculum in your schools now. So we are saying that when we talk of action research here, our main focus is basically looking at the real world situation, what is taking place outside there, what is taking place within our practices, what is taking place in the education sector, what is taking place in our schools, so that you come up with the strategies or the solutions to that particular issue that is taking place. And then you monitor how effective that solution is. And we are talking about this process being collaborating in nature. Of course, we shall look at that shortly. We are talking about being a process that is cyclical, that is like in a cycle, it goes round, it continues, it is ongoing, because the issues around our practice are so many, and they keep on repeating themselves day after the other day. So we are looking at something that is aimed at achieving a purposeful change. That is, you're looking at how can we change the strategies we are employing, probably in relation to performance, probably in relation to what discipline, probably in relation to what our management practices in our schools. So we're looking at a purposeful change, a change that will lead to an improvement in the current situation that is taking place within our practice. I'm not sure whether I can see any chat, but it's okay. Thank you. I think I'm loud and clear. There are no new chats. Thank you. That's okay for us. Good. So when we talk of action research here, we are saying that it is an approach that is commonly used to solve current practical challenges using practical measures. That is, by using the collaborative approach, by using an approach whereby you involve people who are affected by the same thing, then you are able to come up with a solution to that problem by using practical measures within your surrounding, within your environment. And we're saying that it brings about a change by offering practical solutions to challenges experienced by the practitioners, in this case here, as teachers. Please, as we move on, probably you can identify some of the challenges that we are experiencing in our schools as educators. What are the challenges we're facing in our schools? Probably in one sentence, some of the issues that we need to probably carry out an investigation and find ways of doing of solving them in our schools. So we are saying that this action research here is anchored on the thinking of the German scholar, as you can see on the screen here, who was concerned with the social problems. And he was concerned about how to bring change based on the social problems. you are looking at us as a given maybe society, community. We are undergoing the problem of maybe water shortage. How can we solve our own problem? Because probably you need to come up with solutions to your own problems rather than waiting for somebody to come and solve it for you. Thank you. So one of the problems that I'm seeing as experiencing in our schools here is the problem of performance. And of course, remember that in the competency-based education era, our main focus is not on the performance, but our main focus is on what? On the building of competency. And more so, we have now the core competencies in education now, including collaboration and communication is a core competency. So we're talking about the abilities of learners. And one of the questions that somebody raised yesterday, I think also, is that in the era of assessing competencies, what happens if somebody drops out of school at grade 10? It means he will leave school without any certificate, which of course is true. But the point is that even at that grade 10, for example, grade 11, you are leaving school with values, you're leaving school with competencies. And competencies can be demonstrated because we can see them in you. So we are not focusing on what? On certification of individual, we're focusing on what? On the building of competencies. So we're talking about performance. In the 844 era, the performance here was measured in terms of how much grade you could attain in the examinations. What percentages could you attain when you sit for the summative examinations? But now we are focusing on how can you do what? Then we have our side hustles. Is that true? And in your side hustles here, some of them are based on the competencies that you gained while in school. For example, you're doing agriculture in school, and so you're taught how to do farming. So apart from teaching, you're also doing farming on the sidelines. So some of the challenges we're facing in schools here have been mentioned in the chat boxes there. We have got parental involvement in school management. We have got alcohol and drug abuse, poor performance, absenteeism. We are talking about insecurity. We are talking about truancy. I think I've seen that somewhere. We are talking about insecurity, early pregnancies and stigmatization. We are talking about teachers burnout. I don't know what that means so far, but it will be a challenge so far that we are facing in schools. We are talking about teachers burnout. We are talking about lateness in discipline, and we are talking about early pregnancies and inadequate teaching and learning resources as a result of mismanagement. And of course, the result of, I don't agree with that, because we are in an era where we are talking about the integration of ICT in schools or in education, and therefore probably the materials as teachers also, we should be able to improvise some of the ways of complementing the available resources, because you know that we say that human wants are unlimited, but they can never be enough. And that is why they remain what? Inadequate forever, because we can never have enough of the resources. We have got resistance to technological change. That is what we call technophobia among some of us who are. So those are some of the facing. And we are saying that when we talk of the action research here, we are concerned about how can we solve those current practical challenges we are facing as schools or as institutions, as learning institutions, in a practical manner. How can we be able to identify the problem in our practice and also develop and implement a solution to those problems? How can we be able to assess the effectiveness of these problems within our schools? So we are saying that the action research here is basically anchored on the work of what Kurt Lewin in 1947. Please read about him and know what brought about this issue so far. And we are saying that it's not the same as problem solving, but we are saying that it is basically a quest for knowledge, because we're talking about research. Research means you are requesting, you have a quest for knowledge on how to improve the given problem you are facing here. It's not the same as finding out what is wrong. No, we are looking at, it is not looking for the problem, but we're looking at, we are developing and implementing a solution. We're identifying first the problem, and then we develop and then implement solution to that problem so that we are able to improve the overall performance. So the main aim here, we're talking about improving a situation, improving skills, improving techniques, improving strategies, and so on and so forth. So it is basically situation-based and should be context-specific. That is why, as we continue along the way, we'll tell you that you will be carrying the action research project in your own schools, because within your schools, there are a number of problems that probably the school is going through, but then you are able to develop and implement strategies to overcome this problem in our own context. It must be context specific, and it is participatory and also collaborative, so that finally we are able to create new knowledge and improve the overall practice within our institutions. Elvis, am I clear?
Very clear. Proceed.
Thank you very much for that. So colleagues, that is what we are focusing on in this session here. We are looking at how to improve practice, how to improve performance, how to improve the problems that we are facing as institutions, so that it becomes situation-based and context-specific, specific to your schools, specific to your learning institutions. So that is our focus in relation to the action research project. Good, thank you. My screen has refused to move, but it's okay. I'm sharing again, so no worries. Good. So having looked at that, Elvis, probably you can help me move it in a jam kidogo, but it's okay. Colleagues, sorry for that. Just in case it was again, then Elvis will share it with us. I will share the screen for us. In the meantime, let me just give me a minute, please, then I send to him so that we are able to continue without interruptions. Oh, I think the internet, but it's picking up. Yes, so that is all that we are focusing on this evening, action research project. Action research project, because by the end of this module, therefore, you should be able to come up with an action research project and submit it for examination with KEMI. So we'll be able to examine it from our end, and probably if you qualify, we'll be able to award you the diploma in educational leadership and management, having successfully completed the requirement for the award of the diploma qualification by the Kenya Education Management Institute. Please, this is a very important topic so far. Elvis, did you find it?
Yes, I've seen it.
Yes, it has just refused to share the screen.
Let me share my end.
Yeah, I'm trying, it cannot move anymore, but it's okay, you can share it from your end. Yes, so that is what we are focusing on. So in summary is that from the screen, you can see that
just a minute.
The focus of action research is one is improving practice. We want to improve how things are being done. Two, like I defined, it's basically what? A reflective process. It involves you thinking about your own practice. You are looking at where you have come from and where you are going. It's a reflective process. And then three, we are talking about the collaboration. That means that it is a process that should involve all those that are affected by the change. And then people should be able to share their perspectives with others, their knowledge, and also the process is repetitive because we keep on finding ways of improving practice on a daily basis. For example, in terms of maybe performance in mathematics, you can be able to carry out an assessment of that on a repetitive basis. And then lastly is that it builds a learning community because we keep on learning on how best we can solve our own problems. And lastly, it achieves clarity of different perspectives. That is where we are. And so we look at the action research process, the action research cycle, the action research process, or rather cycle. And I think you can now see your screens. Good, thank you very much. Beginning with the definition, of course, I've mentioned a lot of times that this is a reflective process. It is the reflective process. In this case here, it involves some amount of reflection. And probably in the chat box, let me just see. What do you mean by reflective process? What does it mean, colleagues? When you are doing a reflection, what does it mean? So you begin by reflecting, then you proceed to the stage of now planning. You plan. Then after planning there, you move to acting, and then you observe, and then you observe, and then you observe. And that is why in the definition, I was very clear by saying that it is a systematic and reflective process which involves the identification of a problem. Then we're looking at, of course, the problem within your own practice, but we're looking at what? Developing and implementing a solution, and then assessing the effectiveness of that solution there. That's the process I talk about here, because you reflect first. And from the chat box, I can see that reflection means you are basically evaluating. Somebody has mentioned that you are evaluating practice. You just evaluate what? Evaluate practice within wherever you are working. You evaluate practice. That is just evaluation of practice. So you try to see around your practice and see where are the problems. And then we look at, you plan. We talk about what? The development of the solution. You're planning. How can we solve this problem that we're facing as an institution, as a school? And then from there, we're looking at what? At the implementation now, the acting stage now. You are acting. And then after the action stage, then you go to the next stage now of doing what? Of now assessing. That's now the observation. Just see, has the problem really been improved? And if improved, then how effective is the solution that we are able to design? And of course, with that, I think I want us to move faster because we will go. So that is the spiral model as suggested by what? By the Kurt Lewin in 1947. So what are we saying here? That the action research process involves a number of processes here, as you can see in your screen. The action research, in the next slide, the action research project. Reflection means thought of considering one's experiences actions, and that's okay. Very good one so far. Thank you for that, Smaseshe Omido Douglas. Thank you. Is it a must for those who attended earlier to attend to? Smaseshe, no, that is Omido. Omido, hata wewe ni mwalimu kama sisi hapa. Kuna maswali haziwezi jibika hata whatsoever. You know what you do with the information now, you'll make a decision. But the point is that, are you learning something new? Say yes or no. Are you learning something new? If not new, then what you do with the session is not up to you. But the point is that I'm aware that if I check now the submission of the action project for the D12, you are hardly, Elvis, you can confirm with me this. 1% who have submitted it. Elvis, is that right?
Yes.
Hardly 2%. So the question is, what has gone wrong? Because you began this almost 6 months ago. Here we are. Omido, please help us with that. What happened so far over the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months? You haven't done anything up to now. Can I look for you? Do we begin with planning, to act, to observe? So you begin with the reflection, please. Reflecting, planning, acting, observing, reflecting, in that order. That is why you see the spiral model here. Thank you so much for that. You begin by reflection because you're trying to do what? To reflect. Reflect our practice and see where the problem exists so that we are able to develop and implement the solution. So that's a good question so far for us. Guru, thank you for that, that question so far. Please, we continue. Yeah, that's why we have this.
Doctor, you seem to be having some network issues. I don't know if you can try and move to an area with some good network.
The action research process. And here we have begun by saying that we begin by reflection. And of course, this means that you will be able to do what? Identify a researchable challenge. You will be able to do what? Identify a researchable challenge. A challenge which is manageable. A challenge which is very interesting and workable. For example, looking at the issue of what? An issue within the management. For example, assuming that most of us are managers, you have a management issue probably on the allocation of the available scarce resources. Maybe an issue dealing with what? With managing the moguls. Could be a management issue. The moguls, are you here? The moguls who are here, probably you are here. Could be a challenge for management maybe. We are looking at, thank you for raising up your hand, the moguls who are there. Happy to note that you are here. Yes, thank you, moguls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But of course, I know that the word moguls will soon expire. It is basically for the system that is served right, but in due course, it will expire. Moguls, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. We're looking at a management issue, how to handle moguls who purport to love their phones more than the students they're teaching. Participants, are we together? Moguls love their phones more than the students they're teaching. Is that right? Say yes or no. I want to see the comments on that. Moguls love their phones more than the students they're teaching somehow, but seems yes have it. Yes, 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 are so many. Yes, yes. Oh, I can see. And please, some of these things here are ethical issues within the practice that even as we go to deliver our mandate as teachers, please don't steal the employer's time. In a good practice is that during class hours or during working hours, 8 to 4, your phone should be locked at the gate. or locked inside your bag until you leave at 5 p.m. That's a better way of handling that. You need to give the students priority first, so that your focus should be teaching, or basically ensuring that they learn. Please let us reduce the Moguls who are here, how much we attend to our phones, how long you receive calls. I think I've had complaints about the Moguls that some of them takes 1 hour in a video call on WhatsApp, given that there is free Wi-Fi in the schools. Moguls, are we there? But I've left that story. Sorry for that. I'm lefting because I know that could be management issue that can be sorted out over time. We're talking about discipline among the staff, among the learners, among everybody in the school here. Please, as you embrace digital literacy, please be responsible enough to the extent that during teaching, you basically teach. If you are using digital devices, please use them to teach, to deliver a lesson, but not to chat. That is not using it in a better way. So we are saying that you are identifying a researchable challenge, and the examples here are achieving better results. In this case here, achieving the learning outcomes. If you had designed the learning outcomes, were you able to achieve them? That is our focus here. Then you're looking at number 2 is having identified the searchable challenge, then you gather information. You gather information using various means. Of course, you know this very well. Ways of gathering information, including the use of surveys, questionnaires, the use of interviews, FGDs, and all that, including maybe key informant interviews, if applicable. And then you review the related literature. That is both the empirical and the theoretical literature. What are the previous writings around that challenge that you have identified? What are some of the researches that have been done in that challenge, in that topical challenge that we are handling here? So we're looking at review the existing related literature. That is the TSC newsletter, if it relates to teachers management, the policies of the ministry, of the country, of the agencies of the school, because even the schools have their policies. We are looking at literature on similar that's called the empirical challenges we are looking at here, among many more. And then developing a research plan. That is state the challenge now, you come up with the plan now, the research now, and then implement it by collecting data. Of course, I've mentioned that, then do the analysis of the data, and then develop an action plan strategy of implementation. That is the how. And then finally, share and communicate the results. Remember that research is only effective if the results that are obtained from it are shared, are disseminated. Maybe in the chat box, how can you disseminate or communicate the results? How can you share and communicate the results of the action research findings? How can you share and communicate the results of your action research? In the chat box, please, if you're able to share, just chat there. We see what you're talking about. How do you communicate and share the results of an action research? During staff meetings, very good. You can gather staff members and share with them what you found out. Probably issue of discipline, maybe the problem could be them through meetings. That's okay. Writing an article in a new paper, please. Amidst Azia, there are those who are researchers there. Please, we have a KEMI journal of educational leadership and management. Please, you can subscribe to it and also be able to do what? Publish with us your research article, because we are an internationally recognized journal where you can publish the findings. So please, by the end of the action research, we should be able to publish some of our findings in that journal for KEMI. Please, you can publish it in the existing journals and many more. Then through publishing, through retooling, good, that's okay. You can retool people, that's okay. Through memos, good. Having meetings, writing a memo. We're talking about publication of research results, good. We're talking about during class meetings, very good. During parents' meetings, WhatsApp groups, please, those are very good ways of solving problems within ourselves. That is, you disseminate the information by telling the parents in the, or the teachers in the WhatsApp group. We're talking about staff briefs, yes. I can see we have got good management practices within the schools because we even have the blogs, social media, during academic clinics, and many more lessons are there. So please ensure that you share and communicate the results of your findings. So what defines a good area in action research? What defines a good area or a good researchable area in action research? You mentioned before that it must be manageable, must be interesting, and must be workable, because there are things that you may not be able to understand them well, even if you try to investigate. For example, acts of nature, they may not be very easy to do or to answer. So you're saying that the topic to be investigated can be described as the phenomenon that less is known about, or even though its existence is clear, maybe less is known about it here. So what we're saying here is that it is the real problem. It is a problem that probably the available maybe methods of solving it is not working for you. It is not clear. It is less known about. So we're looking at a topic which describe a phenomenon that is less known about, or the area which affects the core mandate of the school. For example, if the school exists to produce good results, then when you're producing poor results, then it means therefore that we are not achieving our mandate, that's why we exist. And we're saying that the variables under study should be quantifiable. You can measure it, you can quantify it. For example, if you are measuring performance, you can measure in terms of maybe grades, in terms of maybe the level of achievement of the learning outcomes. You could measure it in terms of maybe let's look at the punctuality based on the time when you are arriving at maybe given place. So those should be able to guide you when you are coming up with what we call the action research topic. And so we are saying now that by the end of this course, in Module 9, then you should be able to come up with an action research project. And of course, we are saying that as part of the requirements for the award of the KEMI Diploma in Education Leadership and Management, each candidate will be required to undertake a 4-month action research-oriented project and submit a written report. Participants are encouraged to start on this project as early as possible. I'm saying that please do not wait, start today, because time is already moving and we have so much to do even as we continue. And with that, we can break for 5 minutes from 6:30, 6:35, then we continue from there. Just a break for 5 minutes to take a break, walk around, stretch a bit, and then we pick from there as you put the questions in the chat boxes so that we begin from 6:35. 5 minutes.
Hello,
Just.
Daktari.
Oh,
sorry for interrupting. Hello. Hello, Daktari. Well, am I having a problem or what? Is anybody hearing me?
You are very audible, Daktari. Karibu sana.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Mwanza. I requested to simply greet our participants because I'm having a challenge with power, and my battery is reading less than 10. So, and thank you, Daktari, for going through the thematic areas that are concerning research. And I hope you have also emphasized that the research we are talking about is actual research, which is basically related to the practice. Most of our teachers are actually in school and they are engaged in curriculum implementation and other activities that are supporting curriculum implementation. And it is from that area that they can be able now to identify areas of research. And basically, every practitioner teacher is a researcher by nature. Because when you even get to staff rooms, they are discussing pertinent issues that are researchable. The topics are already in the staff room. Querying about behavior learners, querying about non-performance, querying about various matters that concerns learners and performance. And therefore, it is key that whenever you are carrying out this particular research, then align it with the requirements of actual research so that you don't go academic. Otherwise, at the moment, we are marking actual researchers for T11 who are expected to graduate soon. But now, the kind of projects that they are presenting are academic in nature, and we cannot be able to award any mark. And therefore, it is very important that adhere to KEMI guidelines, and particularly the format and templates that are required for submitting of actual research. So I think that is what I wanted to mention, Daktari. But another time, I think we shall also have to have another session before we close, so that these topics should not, this module should not just come one. So we shall have to discuss at the manageable level to possibly have 2 sessions to enable the participants be able to follow and present something which is good. But I like what you have proposed to these participants, that they need also, because they are actually practitioners, they need to contribute to KEMI channel. And even I know they may not be able to make contribution to writing of newspapers, but KEMI channel we accept. So whenever we call upon you to present papers, you don't have to present for academic. Some of the papers that you are presenting for academic, sometimes I think we shall also agree with Dr. Mwanza that we may sample some of them, then we put in our KEMI channel. Otherwise, thank you so much for that opportunity. And I'm now seeing my power is now diminishing. But thank you for that opportunity, Daktari.
Thank you, Daktari, for those very, very good comments. Dr. Barakwang is a colleague and also the Deputy Director in charge of in the Department of Education Management. Yeah, so thank you very much. Dominic Yuan remains up forever, and Grace Wanjiku and Olive Njogo. What is up? Now, our break is over, because that was the break, I believe so. Thank you for lowering the hand, please. Lower the hand. Elvis has shared with you, even the KEMI journal is there. You can just click there and see. I'll please improve the volume. You are hardly audible. Thank you for that, Stella, for the comment. Please also try to also increase your volume from your end as I increase mine. Thank you for that. Just type and submit. Thank you. Is it done online, or we type, print, and bind, then submit? Elvis, you can help us there?
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, allow me to clarify. The Action Research Project shall be submitted on the KEMI Virtual Campus. The Action Research Project shall be submitted on the KEMI Virtual Campus. Today evening, module 9 is going to be available. That is the action research project. In there, there is a provision where you're going to upload your action research project. It can be in the form of either PDF or Word document. Please note that we are not going to accept any handwritten assignment or any hard copy assignment. So it is the onus on you to ensure that you are able to log in and submit your well-typed action research project. As we go along in the slides, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mwanza will demonstrate the format of the action research project. I've seen most of us are asking for the template. If you follow the slides that are going to come after I finish this conversation, you will understand what is required of the action research project. Thank you, Dr. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Elvis, for that. And now we continue from where we stopped. And as we continue, we have just mentioned in the current slide that that it is important that we start writing it now for those who have not begun. The 12 who are saying they have done this before, they began, but they have never finished. And they haven't even mentioned why they have not finished up to now. But we are saying that D13, you can be different team by being able to finish it within the 4 months as mentioned in this session here. So when we move to the next slide now, then what I want to take us now through is now the format, please. Dr. has mentioned the format that majority of us, or no, not majority, but a few of us, applies the academic research template, which is not the same as that for action research. However, some pages like now the pretext pages may be similar. For example, in the pretext pages, we are talking about the page that is, Elvis, share your screen, please. Or I can try, just share if you are able to share, if not, then try again. So we are talking about the pretext pages here, the pages before the text, which consist of the title page, acknowledgement page, declaration page, abstract, table of contents, list of figures, and even the list of tables. So when talk of the title page here, then what comes into my mind is the front page of the action research project, which basically talks about the title of the research, the action research. And we are saying that this must be very clear, must be very concise to the action research study. And you'll mention, for example, what is the topic of your research. We'll come later to look at how do you come up with a topic. How do you come up with a topic? That will come later. So that is it now, the title page here. It must have the title of your research, the name of the author. That's now the researcher. That's now the what? The participant who is in this class here. And of course, you should also be able to include the admission number, the registration number there.
Dr. Are you there?
Your institution. So we're talking about the institution here. That is, you are studying the diploma offered by KEMI, and then talk of the date of submission. So you can say that action research project submitted to the Kenya Education Management Institute in partial fulfillment of the requirements of the award of diploma in education, leadership, and management. That is what we're talking about here, in partial fulfillment, because it's not in full fulfillment, but now it's about partial, because it is basically one of the requirements out of the 9 requirements in this unit here. So that should be very clear. That is now the title page now. So you have to have your name, the title of the project, and also even the institution, and then the what, the statement down there showing that's what and what and action research that is carried out in partial fulfillment of the requirements of the award of the diploma. So we're saying that we have the acknowledgement. That is, you need to appreciate every contribution of individuals and institutions, those who have made your work to become very successful. You need to acknowledge them there. One of them could be the lecturers like us here, could be others, Kemi, talk of those who have helped your school so far, your management who have enabled you to do what? To be able to do the course, because without their goodwill, the course could have not been done. So we're talking about those who have contributed one or the other way. Please, you need to ensure that you appreciate them in that page. Then talk of now the declaration page where you declare that this work is your original work. There's need for you to declare that the work is your original work, and you have not copied that work from anybody else. It is basically work done by you. Thank you. And then we talk of now the abstract. Abstract is basically a summary of the document. The entire document is content. We're looking at the purpose, methods, major findings, and even conclusions. And we are saying that make the abstract as concise as possible. Please don't be so much detailed here. The best should be about 500 words, which of course is even higher. You can make shorter than that so far, but you're saying that a maximum of 500 words, which is single-spaced. That is one page strictly, because a page consists of 275 words. That is if it's double-spaced. And therefore, single-space should carry about 550 words. So you should be able to ensure that it is single-spaced. Remember, the project itself may not be single-spaced, but the abstract must be single-spaced. So it consists of the purpose, methods, major findings, and even conclusions based on the research that you are carrying out. Henry? Henry, why is your hand raised? Thank you very much. What is the minimum and maximum pages of an action research? Thank you for that. Are we there already? Not yet there. Let's continue, please. We'll be there shortly. Single-spaced, spacing of 1.0. When you go to your document, there is that part of for spacing. You can space it in terms of spacing of 0, spacing of, spacing of 1, spacing of 1.5, 2.0, or maybe 3.0 in that order. That's now the single spaced. Please use 1.0 for the abstract. So from there now, you go now to the other pages now after the pretext pages. After the pretext pages, you now go to the page, or now the content now, the main content for the for the action research here. And we are talking about an introduction, because we are looking at a problem that affects practice within a given institution, within a given school. For example, my school is called what? Please give me the name of the school, please. What is my school's name? Tell me one to me, or group up. So my school is called what? Please. The school name is Apkong. Please, thank you for that. Or please. You have very difficult names. Thank you for that. I'll use Apkong, the first one, Apkong. So Apkong is my school. Apkong is the one I'm using, please. Thank you, but I've seen you have many schools here, but the one I saw was Apkong. Where's Apkong? Which sub-county is this? This must be in where? Which sub-county is this? Or county? This must be either Turkana or maybe West Pokot. Apkong. Which county is that? So that is within Turbo sub-county. Oh, that's okay. Turbo. That's okay, that's fine now. So, you know, I'm happy now. We're looking at about what? A brief background about my school. That is, we are talking about what? Apkong, maybe junior school. We are talking about what? Apkong secondary school. That's the school where you are carrying out the what? About the what? The action research project. So when talk of Apkong here, what do you know about Apkong, for example? What do you know about Apkong? The first thing I know about Apkong, like is mentioned there, is that Apkong is a private or a public school, secondary school, located in Turbo sub-county. Like you have mentioned so far, Apkong is basically a public school which is located in a given place. That's number one. You mentioned the county, the sub-county, and even the country are possible now. Then you look at probably what is probably, when did the school start? Is it registered? Who is managing the school, for example? Is it the BOM or is it the PA? Just for example, I'm giving here. We're looking at, if it's a college, for example, what are the courses it's offering? Is it a medical school? Is it a school for the special needs? You need to do what? To do what? To give a very elaborate what? Background or introduction to that. I hope we are together. So that is number one. We're looking at Apkong is a junior school located in Turbo sub-county with a student population of 1,000 students. That's good so far. From there, now the background here, remember that you are trying to solve a given problem now. What problem are you solving? Do you want to solve here? Is a problem on academic performance, and therefore also bring some background on the academic performance. If it is on discipline, please bring somewhat information on what? On discipline. And we are saying that you should be able to accompany this section here with what we call a photograph of the school, because we want to see the authenticity in the school we are talking about. You can take a photograph of the school, take maybe photograph of the gate to show that it is really Apkong. The research was was carried out in Apkong secondary school or primary school. That is a brief introduction here. So we're saying that in the introduction section here, you need to give a brief background of your school. So we're saying that use photographs where possible. This will be able to add you a few marks. However, they ought to be very relevant, because here you need to show us the school. For example, if you're talking about, is it registered? Yes, for example, you can talk of what certificate of registration, if it is possible. Please show us a picture of something that's relevant to the background of your school. Then 2 is the mission statement. Remember, when we talk of a mission statement, then we are referring to what we call a concise statement that defines the institution's core purpose. That is, why does the school exist? 2, we're looking at, it defines the institution's values. What are our core values? 3, it defines the reason as to why the schools exist. So we're looking at a mission, and we're saying that a number of schools have got their missions, yes, but the missions are not known even by the management. And even us, please, allow me to ask the question here. Do you know of your school's mission statement? Please say yes or no. And don't say the motto, please. There's motto, there's the mission statement as well. Don't talk about the motto, please. See your motto. Do you know about your school's mission statement? The no's have it, or the yes have it. Some don't have. Yes, you can see that. Some like yours don't have. That's okay. So we are saying that a number of schools may be lacking what? The mission statement. And we're saying that if your schools don't have one, then you need to make reference to Module 3, which talks about how to do what? Develop a mission statement for a school. And of course, a mission statement for a school can be developed by you, because that will be in the what? In the Module 3 we are talking about here, which of course we are going to cover in our diploma. So we are saying that in developing the mission statement, refer to the what? Refer to the Module 3. But of course, we are saying that you need to begin by identifying the what? The reason as to why the core purpose of the school. And then 2 is defining the what? Target audience. Defining the target audience. You need to know whom are you targeting with action research here. Sorry, with the school. Why is the school existing? Whom is it serving? And then 3, we are talking about, you also highlight your values. And then you're talking about maybe also describing your core services. And for example, here, we're talking about, it was called, what school was that? It was called, what school was that? It was called, what? It was called, let me see, the school was called what? The school we gave, let me see, it's called KKK. That's okay, let's do work with that. We're saying that KKK is a school, it's a public school. And of course, like I've mentioned before, is that it has got its core purpose, which is basically to provide a high quality, inclusive education. That's number 1. That's the what? Identification of the core purpose. Why do we exist? Is to provide a high quality, inclusive education. That's why we exist first. Then 2, I'm talking about what? Who are your target audience? Who are your target audience here? So we're saying that to provide a high quality, inclusive education, and then that nurtures the intellectual, emotional, and social growth of every student. You know, that's our target what audience? The student now, in this case here. There are target focus as a school here. You are nurturing their intellectual, emotional, and the social growth of every student, because we are looking at developing the whole person. That is all the aspects of any given individual. So that is it now. How to do this one here? You could go further to explain how you want to achieve this. For example, we are saying that our mission is to empower learners with knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes needed to excel academically, which is okay, and contribute meaningfully to society and adapt to the challenges of an ever-changing world. We are committed to fostering a safe, respectful, and innovative learning environment that promotes holistic development and prepares students to be responsible, compassionate leaders, because we are preparing a generation to fit within the society where we are. People who have values, people who have got the skills. Like I mentioned earlier, is that we are in an era whereby what you know should be more important than whom you know. We're looking at what do you know. And by the way, if you have to do well, even in the general life, is that you must be good at what you are doing. If you are a teacher, be good at what you are doing. Be good in teaching. Be good in teaching. And of course, none was born a teacher. But then over time, some of these things are acquired. It's acquired based on how much you are able to prepare yourself for the work that you are doing, how you value that work. Every time you are going to class, I know that majority of us don't prepare for classes. They just leave the staff room, go to class, go home, chat the whole night up to saa saba usiku, come back in the morning hours, start teaching. If you have to be good at what you are doing, then you should be able to do a lot of reading, a lot of research, a lot of
Just
what?
a moment, Dr.
Yes, go ahead.
Are we still on the same slide that is being projected, or we have moved?
Yes. Mission.
Okay, thank you.
Good, thank you. We're looking at the mission now. We're looking at developing a whole person now. So what am I saying in short is that as teachers, as educators, please, let's be good at what we are doing by continuously preparing for our sessions so that we are able to deliver the sessions very effectively. Then we have the vision of your school. I know, again, some schools may not be having these visions here. We are saying that make reference to module 3 on how to come up with a vision of your school, on how to come up with a vision of your school. Then, having looked at that, we now move to the next one. An example of a vision, for example, of course, you can look at yours. What do you want to become? We want to become a leading institution that shapes the future ready individuals who excel academically, embrace diversity, and also lead with integrity and compassion. That's what we want to do, produce, to aim at. We're trying to shape the future of individuals to excel in their lives, to excel in the society. That's what we're looking at here. So please, where are we going? Remember, mission defines your core purpose and values. Vision tells us where you are going. It emphasizes on the academic excellence, emphasizes on what? On becoming ethical citizens in terms of now the CBC, talking about developing the whole person, a person who can fit within the world society. We are basically reflecting basically a forward-thinking approach to education so that we align with the broader goals of the SDGs and also the national goals of education in Kenya, so that we produce and nurture the talents of the young learners in our schools. Section 4, we are talking about what we call the measurable results. Measurable results. And you can see, like I mentioned earlier, is that it should be measurable. The topic must be measurable, must be quantifiable. We're talking about a measurable results here. That is, you need to outline a measurable result that you want to put into action during your study. So this measurable results must be linked to the vision of your institution. Like I mentioned earlier, probably our vision was emphasizing on what? Academic excellence. So now we are focusing on what? On our results based on academic what? Excellence, or maybe parental involvement, or maybe we're talking about what? Conflict resolution in our schools here. So we're saying that in this case here, we have got the number of parents being involved in academic activities of their children is increased by 30% in the next 4 months. You can measure it. It must be time-bound, must be specific, based on the topic you are having here. So we're looking at how can we involve more parents in the academic activities of their learners, of their children. I'm aware that this is a very difficult task that probably we are not really getting it right. Most parents who are here, just getting involved may be very difficult. and more so to a given gender, a certain gender. They never want to get involved in the academic performance or activities of their children. Which gender is this class? The gender that rarely gets involved in the academic activities of their children. Please, no hate speech. Say none as we continue. Which gender rarely gets involved in the academic activities of their children? Hey. This is hate speech against a given gender. All of you are saying the same gender. Thank you. So then, thank you, admin. Thank you for saying that. At least the first answer is there. Thank you. That is debatable so far, but we can move on so far. We are saying that the measurable results should be measurable, should be time-bound. Like we're saying that to increase the number of parents involved in the academic activities of the children by 30% in the next 4 months, or to increase the number of learners attaining 70% pass mark in grade 4 mathematics by 40% by the end of term 2 of 2024. Or we're talking about the number of teacher-learner conflict. By the way, we have teacher-learner conflict in our schools, maybe yes, to reduce by 70% in the next 4 months. Those could be measurable results that we can aim at probably solving problems around there. Then we go to section 5, talking about now the current situation, the baseline analysis. What is the current state with regard to that topic we're looking at here? If you are talking about the previous slide, talking about the number of parents being involved to increase by 30%, then the question is, where are we now? How many are getting involved in the activities of their children? Maybe 10%. So we're saying that I want to do increase by 30%. So we're saying that the baseline is currently the parents involved in the academic activities of the learners is 30%. And we want to do increase by this value here. So we're saying that out of population of 480 parents, only 35% has been actively involved in the academics of their children during the year 2020. That is the baseline that we have here. So you need to know where are we coming from. If you're talking about performance in maths, where are we now? The current average is 30%. And therefore, we want to increase by 10%. That is the measurable results. But then the baseline is that we are at an average of 30%, assuming that everybody gets 30%, then that is the average that we're talking about here. Then you look at the obstacles, section 6, and their root causes. What is the cause of those obstacles? So we are saying that this involves listing down and discussing major obstacles you and your team will have to overcome to achieve the measurable results. Like we had said that if you intend to increase the number of learners attaining 70% pass mark in grade 4 mathematics by 40% by the end of term 2, then the obstacle could be learners' lack of basic problem-solving skills. And the cost of this is the low textbook learner ratio, like someone mentioned before, or maybe infrequent assessment, like the CBC teachers who are here, who are almost adopting something like the exam kind of thing. They don't administer the formative assessments. They basically wait for the end term, they buy the JESMA, then they administer that as an assessment. Please remember that assessment is basically focusing on higher level thinking skills as per the Bloom's taxonomy. We are migrating from the lower level, like for example, state, for example, list, That's a very low level in the Bloom's taxonomy taxonomy. So please are looking at create. Can you create, for example, a garment? That could be a very high level, because that is now at the topmost there. You are trying to create a what? Creating a garment. So we are saying that the root cause is that probably there is infrequent assessment. The teachers don't assess. I know you've been thought about assessing core values, assessing competencies, assessing even authentic tasks, and so on and so forth. So we are saying that ensure that you identify the obstacle and its what? And its root causes. And having done that, then you go to what you call now the challenge statement. That is the case whereby you now state your challenge, which is simply a statement of how you will achieve your measurable result in light of the obstacles you have identified in section 6. And here we're saying that the measurable result was what? The number of parents being involved in activities of the children to increase by 30% in the next 4 months. And then the challenge statement here is what? A Kilimali school will increase parental involvement in the academic affairs of their children by 30%. This will be achieved by instituting actions that would motivate parents and guardians to attend school functions and develop interest in supervising their children's work. For this to be achieved, there must be a significant change in the attitude of the parents and teachers regarding supervision as a shared responsibility. You are basically coming up with a statement that challenges the measurable results. What will you do to achieve that measurable results? I will instigate actions that would motivate parents and guardians to attend school functions. That's a good one so far, because you can make the school parents come to school when you design the actions very well, when you really come up with the right strategies to ensure that they all get involved in their parental work. For example, I think I like this issue of what? Diary, that when you go home in the evening hours, the parents sign the diary and the school has got a specimen signature for the parents, so that when the house help signs it, then you can note that this is not the not the dad or the mother. We're talking about coming up with things like that, for example. That would be good for us. Then you go now to the priority actions. Priority actions. Elvis section 7. We already passed there. Go ahead. Good. Thank you very much. Sorry. I thought you lost me for a while, but it's okay. I'm back here. Yes, so we are there on now priority actions, and we are saying that state and explain any 5 priority actions you will take to address the 5 root causes to the obstacles you have already identified in section 6. Remember that in section 6, we were looking at the obstacles, and we said that one of the obstacles to attaining 70% pass mark in mathematics was what? Was lack of learners' basic problem solving skills. And then the root cause was what? Low textbook ratio, infrequent assignment, for example, and then lack of group activities and low learner motivation. So now in section 8 here, we're talking about what actions will you undertake to address the root causes of those problems there. For example, we're talking about what? Improving communication and what? Teacher-parent relationship, improving the school environment. We're talking about encouraging parents to create a conducive learning environment at home, and also creation of working groups for mathematics class, whereby we do what? Encourage maybe what? Team teaching, or maybe exchange the lessons in the case you have multi-stream maybe school. Then define the frequency of assessments. You know, assessments enables you to do and understand what competencies or what skills have been acquired over time. So you need to define the frequency of assessing the learners, and then also create a math contest with prizes to be won. That can also be motivating to some learners to do what? To work harder, because we had mentioned earlier that the root cause could be that there are no group works happening here. There could be low motivation of learners, and of course you can even invite a motivational speaker where need be, so that you are able to support your learners to improve their performance in mathematics. So the obstacles are so many. If it's a matter of textbooks, probably you can probably ensure that you procure books in the ratio of 1:1. If it's an issue of maybe less number of staff, for example, you can do what? You can maybe hire more staff based on the needs of your institution. So these are some of the priority areas that you need to identify and then explain, even as you address the various issues that probably are affecting the school. From there, we move to the next slide, whereby now we are focusing on resource mobilization. That is, like I mentioned earlier, is that we never have enough of the resources, but you can mobilize to ensure that your institution is liquid enough. The challenge you are facing can be solved in terms of money. So we are saying that it requires you to list all the stakeholders that you will involve in mobilizing for resources to assist you with the money required to achieve your measurable results identified in section 4. So, like for example, you want to do what? You want to increase the parents' participation in their children's activities. So we are saying that you identify who are the potential people, the stakeholders, people who have interest. One of them may be what? Maybe the PTA or the PA, because the PA plays a very key role in mobilizing the parents for maybe a consultative workshop. It is them who can invite the parents so that they can come for a parents' meeting. So we're talking about what can make the parents come. So engage the stakeholders here, then see what specific request do you want to make to this parents association so far. We're talking about you want to communicate with the parents of the strategy that you want to come up with, or maybe you just want to create awareness. And who should make this one here? It is the principal, who is the secretary to the board of management. And then periods will be 2 weeks after the schools open for term 2. Then you make remarks. We talk about the maybe the board of management, or maybe the area MP. What the request? Maybe you are looking at congestion. We have got higher learner-teacher ratio in your schools here. So talk about want to make a request to the area MP to do to construct a classroom for us. So that is what I talk about here. You come up with what the request to be made and who should be responsible for this, even as to do this one here. talk of maybe the banks, their role is to do what? To create credit. That is to make money available for people in circulation. So you can say that, what is the request? Loan request. You want to make a loan request, of course, with the appropriate approvals at different levels. And then who should do this one here? The BOM chair or the principal of the school, etc., in that order. And this goes on until you are done with all the stakeholders from whom you intend to do what? Raise resources to do what? To do what? To meet or to solve the challenge that you are going through. From there, you go to what we call now the action plan worksheet. And this is very simple because all the sections to this are already in the previous sections of the what? Action research. Because a mission, the school has one, or you have developed one. A vision, the school has one, or you have developed one. Challenge statements already back there. You come up with the what? With the baseline, which is now the current what situation there. It's also there as well. Then we have got the measurable results. And then look at the root causes of the obstacles, and then the priority actions we want to undertake. And then we have got an action plan that estimates the resources and the time required for implementing the measurable results we identified in section 4. So the template is here. So we have got the priority action as outlined in section 8. Who is responsible? What resource do you require? So in month 1, what will you do? In month 2, what will you do? In month 3, what will you do? So do them what? Periodically. So we talk of an action plan to tell us what resource and what time do you require. We'll be able to see that in terms of maybe doing action A, I'll do it in the first month or the first 2 months or the last 3 months, depending on how your case is. And then you come now to monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring is what? Is a continuous thing, a continuous process, which involves trying to check how you are progressing with something. That is monitoring here. And then evaluation may be done once in a while. So we're talking about helping you to do what? To keep track of the progress that you have made. So in the first column, we have got the time frame. We're looking at a 4-month period here. And we're talking about month 1, month 2, and month 3. So A represents the baseline, the current situation. B represents the what? The measurable results. And then C is the actual results. And D is the variance, and E is the overall performance. So if you look at, for example, performance, feel that at the moment now, everyone is scoring what? Mean of 30%. But we are saying that we want to achieve an improvement of 10%. That is now the what? The measurable results. And then actual could be you've gone 25%. And then now variance means what? D minus C. Sorry, it is C minus B. That is the D now. C minus B, that is now the actual results minus the measurable results to give you the variance. And then we have got the overall performance. And that is given as per the table above. Any question, please, as we are about to wind up? Any questions as we're about to wind up?
We have some who have raised their hand.
Are those hands really in? Help is putting the in, please unmute any two of them. Any two of them will hear their comments before I finish.
Let's start with Evelyn.
Good evening.
Evening.
I did not get the template for action plan, section 11. Could you please go there a little bit?
Thank you. Elvis has gone there already. Thank you. Another one, Elvis.
Deborah. Deborah, ask your question.
Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I've checked. We are supposed to do 12 sections, huh? And my question is, is each section supposed to be on its own page as you are doing the project?
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Somebody else?
Let us go to Eric. Eric Omwenga, please ask your question. Eric Omwenga, oh, he's not still, he doesn't seem to be here. We go to Eric, are you there? Please ask your question.
Yes, I'm asking this.
Yes.
The last section, that is monitoring and evaluation. Can you kindly repeat that section? That is what I'm getting nothing.
Thank you, Daktari.
Good, thank you. There's none now, we assume none, but of course, the remaining can share on the chat box. Good, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Now, in conclusion then, Elvis, in the last slide, we are talking about the conclusion of the action research. And we are saying that it outlines the lessons that you have gained from undertaking this project and the benefit it has brought to your institution. They ought to be replicable, that is, they can be applied elsewhere and should be able to yield the what? Similar results or better results where possible. And then we are saying that at the end of it, then you should be able to also come up with a list of references used in the study. And we are very specific here that you need to apply the APA format, the APA reference format, because you have done review of a number of maybe documents and literature. Please apply the APA referencing style. And finally, we have got the what? Elvis, take us to slide section 12, please. We have got the appendices. When we talk of the appendices here, then we are saying that they are not part of the main document, but of course, they are attachments probably. For example, if you collected some data, if you had some authorizations to carry out the research, then that letter will serve as what? As an appendix. Maybe some tables could be part of the appendices and many more. So photographs could be part of what? Appendices. And many more, please. And any other information that you think is relevant to this project, then they can be put in the appendix of your report. So when you come now, having done the project now, we're looking at monitoring and what? Evaluation. Because we are simply doing what? Tracking the progress. And we are looking at, for example, the measurable results was that we want to increase the parents' involvement in learner activities by 40%. That being the what? The measurable results. So you say it is 40 The current situation is that we are at 30%. And then the actual result is that now 60% of the parents are involved in their what? Children's activities. Remember, current is 30, measurable is 40, and then actual is what? Is 60. That is what you have achieved. 60% of the parents are involved in what? In what? In their children's what? Activities. Therefore, variance becomes what? 60 minus the what? The 40. That is C minus B. That is where we are now, C minus B. And then, who is not in our class? Thank you. And then you look at now the overall performance here. We talk of C, which is now 60, minus A, which is what? 30. It means that we have got 30% increment because it is 60 minus 30, that will be 30% being the overall what performance here. That is the actual what improvement by 30%. Yet we wanted to do what? Increase by 40%. Going to the other question, we were looking at the sections being on a different page will make the document very presentable. And of course, in terms of the number of pages here, please remember this is a research. Please carry out a very thorough research. We must see the research rigor in this because you are trying to do what? To do what? To identifying the problem within your practice and also doing what? Developing and implementing the solution here. Please ensure that the points you are mentioning here are well explained. So don't make it too long. Don't make it too short. Don't make it in points format, please. Let's do a research so that don't say number one, take. Let's say we talk of what school, that was XY school here. XY school is public secondary school -1-2 is having 10 teachers. That's please. You can make them in what? Continuous prose. That will be better for us. But of course, like the third mentioned earlier, is that we intend to do more sessions for those who are willing. For the second session so far, please will invite you. Please come over. But number two, also, you have got your various regional coordinators. Please, can you engage them so that they help you make progress in doing the what? The action research project. Otherwise, with those many remarks, I want to hand over to Dr. Barkwang and Elvis, even to pick from there so that we are able to come to a conclusion of our session in the next 15 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this session. We apologize for the hiccups, the network hiccups. There was a bit of network hiccups. We apologize. This session has been recorded. So for those who are still the time takers, you'll be able to, as from tomorrow, you shall be able to see. You shall be able to see, you shall be able to watch this recording so that you can follow what the action research entails. Thank you so much, Daktari. We appreciate your work. We appreciate your good work. Now, I do understand that some of us were unable to put in the attendance yesterday. That has since been closed. So make sure today's attendance, which I have posted on the wall, on the chat. I've posted it on the chat. Just check your chat. You should be able to see an attendance link. Please ensure that you fill it in to mark your attendance for today's session. That will be the only evidence to show us that you attended class for today. Secondly, I do understand that some of us are still not in WhatsApp groups because as it has been mentioned, we have regional groups and every county has a regional group. I am going to post a link on the same chat, and this link will direct you to a WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group is entitled Kemi ICT Support. Now, I need to be clear. This WhatsApp group is supposed to provide the following. Number one, this WhatsApp group is supposed to provide ICT support. For all those who are unable to join the virtual campus, all those who are unable to access the platform, join the WhatsApp group. You shall find 5 ICT officers from Kemi who are going to assist you. When you get into the WhatsApp group, state your name, your TSC number, and your problem. Ensure you do that. If you have just registered and you're having problems to get into number one, your county or your regional WhatsApp group, or you're unable to log in, I have posted a link on the chat. That link will enable you to join the WhatsApp group where we have 5 Kemi staff who are waiting to assist you. Whether you're from D11, D12, D13, and you're having challenges, please join. Join the WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group will, number one, it will guide you on how to log in, or if you're having challenges, an ICT officer will guide you to log in. I've also seen that some of us have already formed their groups of practice. We have people here from D12 who are experts in accessing the virtual campus. Please also join that group so that you can be able to assist some of us so that we can have communities of practice. Please join the WhatsApp group. I will repeat. I have posted the attendance register at the top. I'm posting it again in the chat. This attendance register will enable you to mark your attendance for today. Go there and mark your attendance. Number two, I have posted another link for the WhatsApp group for ICT support and any issue. This will enable you to come to us directly. Because you are 1,000, we cannot allow all of you to ask questions. We'll be here forever. So just simply follow instructions, go to the WhatsApp group, and you will be able to get the assistance that you need. For us to help you, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have WhatsApp. For us to help you, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have WhatsApp. Check the Zoom chat, and you'll be able to join the WhatsApp group. Check the Zoom chat, and you will be able to join the WhatsApp group. With that, I think I will end there. Dr. I don't know if you have any concluding remarks. For those who are asking about the notes are available on the virtual campus. If you log in correctly, you shall be able to access the notes which are available on the virtual campus. It will enable you to. For those who have already joined, you can share the WhatsApp group link so that those who want to join can join us and they can be able to get the assistance. For those who have already got in, we want you also to join that WhatsApp group and assist some of us to be able to get the assistance that you need. The WhatsApp group has a capacity of 1,000, so all of you should be able to get in there. All of you should be able to get in there. Please just join there if you don't, check your WhatsApp. Most likely your phone has an issue. So far, I have 33 who have joined. I also have my colleague Aquila here. Aquila, do you have anything to say?
Good evening, participants. I have an additional information. Today we have been enrolling people who registered yesterday or did not submit the registration. So by either tomorrow morning or end of tomorrow, most of you will be able to access the virtual campus for D13. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm still posting the WhatsApp link. Just follow what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. On the chat, you will see a link. Just click on it. It will allow you to join. It will allow you to join the group so that we can be able to support you. It will allow you to join the group so that we can be able to support you. We have some of us who have registered just now. You will not be able to access the system instantaneously. We need to verify your details. We need to enroll into the system. It's not instantaneous. We have some of us who maybe did not key in the correct PSC number or the correct details. Join the group. It is on the chat. We shall be able to share this link in your respective groups, all the respective groups, so that we can be able to offer support for ICT, technical support. It is a dedicated group to provide technical support. Click on the link. It will allow you to get in there, ask a question, and we shall be able to support you. We do understand that we would like to end on time and we have so many questions. Please just get into WhatsApp. Ensure you have WhatsApp. We shall assist you. WhatsApp is the only way we're going to assist you. You're going to get in there, post in your name, post in your question, and we shall support you. We shall be able to support you. I will allow just one question, then we end because of time. The 1,000 of us cannot be able to speak all. Naftali, we'll allow you to ask your question only. What is your question, Naftali? Naftali, do you have a question? Naftali
Yes.
Kaberia, what is the question?
Unmute me.
You are unmuted, I can hear you.
Okay, that WhatsApp group is not functioning.
It is functioning very well. I have people who are joining. Check your WhatsApp group, check.
Okay, thank you.
Just check your phone. So far, I have people who are joining.
I can only see that the two. I'm trying. It says connect. Try again later. I can't connect.
Ensure you have Adi. Ensure you have. Once we end the meeting, just ensure that we are going to share this on our respective groups so that you can join in case of WhatsApp, in case of any issue. So don't worry, we shall reach out to you. We still have tomorrow. We shall reach out to you.
Thank you.
Then let me take from a lady. Lucy Adhiambo, what is your question? Madam Lucy Adhiambo, what is your question?
My question is,
Yes.
during the process of research, during the research period,
Yes.
can we submit a raw data for review purposes so that we can do a final draft later? For correction purposes, that is.
Dr. Mwanza, are you there? I think he was very clear on this. Please proceed,
No, he
Daktari.
didn't.
Yeah, I mentioned that now they can work with their regional coordinators, move on from there. They'll be guiding them as they move on for every stage.
And then I'm from Nairobi and I've not known do we call them delegate or how do we call them? The one who represents people from Nairobi. I don't know the person.
Oh, we have Mr. Stephen Choge and Ngatia.
Stephen Choge.
And Ngatia, the two are in
Okay.
Nairobi. Ngatia,
Okay,
Ngatia
so
Simon.
We will be given their contacts.
Already in your group, I think so, but you can get, I think, just the same is saying,
Thank,
just chat and ask for that to be given.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
another question was regarding section 4, is it section 3 and section 4? Where we were talking about the vision, was it the vision and the mission? That is section 2 and section 3, vision and mission. We are being redirected to make reference to module 3. Whereas you say that the modules that will be available are 1, 2, and 9 so far. So 3 and the rest will not be available. So how will we be able to
Of
make
course, now that
reference
you are
to
a
this module?
researcher.
Sorry?
Now that you are a researcher,
Yeah.
you can research on how to come up with the action plan. And of course, I've mentioned to you before here.
Okay.
With the mission, please just check. Do you have one in your school, Amuna? Amuna mission?
No, akuna.
Then you can also talk to your supervisor to see how he can help you develop one in case you are stuck.
Okay, thank you.
We are all reachable, all of us, even me, I'm reachable as well. So any of us is reachable.
Thank you for your answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for that. I'm still seeing your questions. We have people here from D12 who have been able to go through this course. You can also assist us in answering some of these questions as we welcome in the newest cohort of KEMI's premier course, that is the Diploma in Education Leadership and Management. For those who are trying to join the WhatsApp group, some of us are already joining. Just ensure your WhatsApp is updated and you have adequate bundles. You should be able to join. Ensure you register today and ensure you join the WhatsApp. That WhatsApp group is for providing support and all the questions that you may be having. If you are not in a WhatsApp group for your region, join that WhatsApp group. We shall put you in the correct WhatsApp group. If you are unable to log in into Virtual Campus, go into that WhatsApp group. We shall assist you on how to access the Virtual Campus. The only way we can assist you, ladies and gentlemen, is going online. All your questions that you may be having, since you are so many, the only way you can be assisted is by going online. Going online provides documented information and also allows me to follow up. If you didn't register yesterday, make sure you register today. I have posted the link for the WhatsApp group. Join. This link is only for those who are having issues. Only for those who are having issues. If you're okay, you can might as well continue. Allow me to stop there, ladies and gentlemen, today because of time. We may not be able to exhaust all your questions. Some already have been answered. So tomorrow we shall share a recording where you shall be able to watch this session, and you never know, your question will already be answered. As Daktari has already stated, the action research project will form part of Module 9. The course has 9 units. 8 are examinable. Module 9 is the action research project. It is not examinable. You're only required to provide an action research project, a report that will be submitted on the KEMI Virtual Campus to form part of your final mark. I will still keep on posting the WhatsApp group and the registration. For those of us who have been able to do that, I will allow you to exit so that we can end the day. And I will also leave a bit of time so that those who are still taking their time can catch up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful night. See you tomorrow.